Respect, lovely people. Thank you so much. You are welcome back to the channel. Lovely family, we have interesting stories here with us. Amazing story. We are going to load ourselves with 4 solid, interesting stories. I know a lot of things are happening across the world, but today I just want us to focus a little bit at home. I don't want us to go outside home. Sometimes it's good when you know what is happening outside, then you know how to prepare from the inside. So it's good to pay attention to what is happening outside also. But today, I just want us to focus a little bit at home. So we are going to start. Things on the table for us is that we will start from France. The French army, in which we were taught that these people are on the continent of Africa because they want to secure the continent from terrorism. I think there's something else being revealed by independent media investigation, reveal horrible things that has been said that these guys are doing to our women, our people on the continent of Africa. From there, Assimi Goïta is in Russia. Going to meet Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia. They're going to have amazing conversation. All the details, I'll pull them out. ECOWAS, we move from there, we move to ECOWAS. What is happening? ECOWAS is living on a dreamland. So we are going to get there to understand the new structure of ECOWAS and what ECOWAS is trying to pull out this time. All right, now we are dropping down. I mean, the things they want to pull out ECOWAS is in connection with Sahel. You know, things are being discussed. So, lovely people, from there we are ending a session with Zimbabwe. You know, Zimbabwe is trying to decide their own destiny. They are taking their destiny in their own hands, taking a path just and good and on the interest of Zimbabwe. So the song of Bob Marley, or the prophecy of Bob Marley, I'll call it, just came to pass. Every man got the right to decide his own destiny, and in this judgment there is no partiality. And he said, so Amina, with arm, we'll fight this little struggle, 'cause that's the only way we can overcome a little trouble. Brother, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, yo. So right, we gonna fight. So Zimbabwe is on that path right now. As we are seeing, we are going to get right into that for you to understand what decision is Zimbabwe taking. So let's get right into it. Beautiful. Before we get into it, lovely people, if you're already on board, please hit the like button and subscribe to be part of the family. We are almost 100K. I've been calling for 100K, lovely people. I don't know what is, slowing our progress this time, but well, lovely people, and I depend and rely on your support. So give us that support. Okay, beautiful. Now, France, according to the update here, this update can be found on Liberty News. Okay, Liberty News conducted a search and independent investigation, and some of the things that happened, and we were not told things that happened, and the media hid it from us. These things are coming to light. I think when France had their influence growing on the continent of Africa, they have the major upper hand. At some point in time, it's like things were hidden, to protect the image of the French army and maintain their interests on the continent of Africa. But now that their interest is going down, I think the truth about them is finally coming out. Everything that I'm going to pull out there is not my opinion. These are investigations and things that happen, and they are all out there. No, the first thing that happened is that all the investigations, there's a case against the French army, starting from Cote d'Ivoire, landing in Rwanda, and also in Central African Republic and Mali. So we will start with Cote d'Ivoire. I'll summarize this so that we don't make the video too long. While the French army is often portrayed as a stabilizing and protective force in Africa, a closer examination has revealed a troubling pattern of human rights violations. And behind this talk of counter-terrorism and peacekeeping efforts, there lies a history of alleged abuses, extrajudicial killings, and sexual violence and systemic impunity. That is according to the update. Now, there is a case which evolved from Ivory Coast. We know nothing about that case. It's now come to life. This case happened years ago. According to the update, the case is in connection with a man named Femi Mahe. And this man is the commander of Operation Lincoln. Operation Lincoln is the operation in charge of stabilizing the region, starting from Ivory Coast, the region, over there. So the commander in charge of the operation, the French-led army operation, was charged with complicity in voluntary homicide. Okay, homicide means they unalive somebody, willfully because of one or two reasons. The person is not a criminal, but they took the person's life. And also, lovely people, according to the update, this was not isolated incident. Before this charge was laid against the commander, who is in charge of an operation to strengthen and make sure that our regions are safe, our people are safe, as they said, months earlier, 4 French soldiers from the same mission, Lincoln, Operation Lincoln, okay, 4 French soldiers, let me put it out there, not our black brothers, no. 4 French soldiers who are in charge leading the program or the operation were accused of raping a young Ivorian lady. So according to the update, they were accused and tried to deny it, and all of a sudden, group of black women and men came out and testified that truly, this has been happening. But this update or this incident were not published to the public to see. It was censored. So these cases expose the darker side of the French so-called humanitarian and security mission in Africa. The second case is from Rwanda. The reason why they are pulling this out is that the French army, in collaboration with human rights and other media houses, have been putting it out and degrading the image of our armies, our black armies on the continent of Africa, our armies on the continent of Africa. Every country they go in, they have some narrative negative about the army over there to make sure that the image of the French army is protected. So today, they are also now under scrutiny. Now in Rwanda, what happened? There is an operation there who is in charge of the security stabilization of the region, which is Operation Turquoise. And this operation is overshadowed by genocide. And this is according to the update. In Rwanda, the accusation in Rwanda is much more graver than what happened in Ivory Coast. Operation Turquoise, conducted under a UN mandate, okay, is now tainted by allegations, so many allegations of complicity in genocide and sexual violence. So it means that these soldiers, it means when they come here that they're coming to protect our people, they are knocking our women. Oh, okay, no problem. So let's move forward. They are protecting our women. They are knocking them on top of it. All right, no, let's go. A few years ago, a judicial investigation was opened against several French soldiers with harrowing testimonies describing rape and abuse in refugee camps. So in refugee camps, when there is chaos and then they have refugees in the camp, the soldiers have been, the soldiers also have become refugees. They enter the camp and they have been knocking our women over there. That is according to the update here. And these updates, lovely people, were censored. You don't see it in the news, but today things are coming to light. Now let's move from Rwanda and come to Central African Republic. One question I'll ask before we move forward is that, is ECOWAS aware of this? Is African Union aware of this? Because we have them in all our regions. Anyway, let's go. Central African Republic, it is a betrayal of trust over there. Criticism also surrounds France's intervention in Central Africa. A 2014 UN report leaked to The Guardian. And the report, which is being leaked to The Guardian, is accusing 15 French soldiers of sexually abusing minors during Operation Sangaris. Operation Sangaris is a mission ostensibly launched to prevent civil war. So in preventing the civil war, they are knocking our small girls. They are knocking them. Man must survive one way or the other. But these guys, the brotherhood is not proud of them. We are not part of this. These guys, we don't recognize them in our brotherhood. And this did not just happen as these people were just accused. No. Locals came out and they painted the situation that this has been happening to them. And according to the update here, it said local testimonies painted a damning picture of a force that violates the very mandate it claimed to uphold. So, practically, these people are abusing our women. And I believe it means that there are a lot out there that are happening and the women don't have voice that will speak for them. And these people, they are very powerful in this domain. So it's difficult for things like this to come out. But thanks to More information is coming out now for us to know the kind of people we are dealing with. Now we go to Mali. You know, oftentimes the army of Mali is being accused of unaliving civilians. The army of Burkina Faso is being accused of unaliving civilians. But the French media house or the Western media houses has never, you know, published anything of sort that the army of France, which were on the ground before, you know, the takeover, were abusing our civilians. But this is what is happening. According to informations and investigation by these media houses, it is also said that in Mali, these people have struck civilians, unalive civilians, do damaging things and violate the right of civilians. Women were abused according to the update. So lovely people, I don't know, this is a legacy of impunity. These cases reveal a stark contradiction, and this is, let's say, an army that framed itself as a guarantor of security while repeatedly failing to address systemic abuses on our women and our young girls and our young men. Lovely people. So this is the other side of the French army on the continent of Africa, which we know nothing about and is now coming to light. Poof. Now let's move to ECOWAS. Tinubu, the president of, you know, Nigeria. We may be hungry, but we can manage our hunger. So the president, actually, Nigerians don't come for me, it's just to cruise you small. Tinubu is disappointed. Tinubu is angry. Tinubu is not happy with certain things, and he pulled it out. Currently, Tinubu is being replaced. He is no longer the leader of ECOWAS. He's been replaced. So now, what is happening is that, according to updates here, Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has urged the West African leaders to quickly activate the ECOWAS standby force to help stop terrorism in our regions. And according to him, he was speaking at the 67th ECOWAS Head of State Summit in Abuja. And he said that the forces should no longer just be an idea. The ECOWAS forces to come together, you know, ECOWAS nations will join armies together and they will form a force that will combat terrorism in our regions. And he said that these forces should no longer just be an idea, because so far for a long time now, it is just idea in their heads. They have been talking about it meeting after meeting, and it has not been coming to fruitfulness. That is one thing, or it is not materializing. That's one thing about our democratic leaders. They talk and then it takes a long while to get a job done or to get it materialized. So he said that something real and active needs to be done. In word, this is what Tinubu said. He said the ECOWAS standby force must become operational. I am worried. It is taking too long. He said this on X. Okay, Tinubu is trying to be like Donald Trump, now using X to communicate to us a lot. Anyway, let's move forward. Now, Tinubu is warning that the threat, which is the terrorism which is facing our regimes, these threats are coming from a well-organized cross-border terrorist network. And this group ignore national boundaries and continue to cause violence across countries in West Africa. The problem is that Tinubu, I don't know, he said, we face dangerous network that operate across borders. No country can handle this alone, according to Tinubu. You know, is Tinubu trying to justify the fact that the problem he's having in Nigeria, which is the terrorism activity where these guys will go to Benue State, Plateau State, and then be unaliving people? Tinubu is trying to tell us that no country can handle that alone. So these forces must come in to get a job done. He can't handle that in his country. His armies are so weak that they cannot handle that situation in his country, because you have a greater issue confronting you. All these terrorists that we are talking about in the regions, they are migrating to Nigeria. And these are the guys that are causing problem in the regions in some of the states in Nigeria. Now, there is a change of ECOWAS leadership currently. At the summit, Tinubu handed over the ECOWAS chairmanship to President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone, another puppet. Sierra Leone president is not doing well. According to the Sierra Leone people, even when you see them in the comment, when I was on TikTok, when I go live, the Sierra Leone people, you can see that they don't have a voice to speak for them. They always come, talk about Sierra Leone. We are dying. Talk about Sierra Leone. A lot of things are going on, hardship. Sierra Leone people are suffering under this man. And this is the man that is being awarded or being given the mandate to champion this great organization called ECOWAS, which has become a complete puppet, an organization of nothing, as we can call it. So the chairmanship of ECOWAS was handed over to this president, and he said that his new leadership, they will continue effort to bring unity and peace in the region. I mean, they have been saying this for a long time. It has never happened. Now, the hope of return of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger That is where we are right now. The President Tinubu is saying, this is where I'm saying that they are living in a dreamland. Tinubu also spoke about his efforts to engage with Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso for them to come back into the fold. Although so many efforts have been made to bring them back, he's hoping that this new leadership, which is the Sierra Leone leadership, also will do a lot of work to make sure that they come back into the fold. And the leadership also is saying that no problem, he doesn't have a problem. He's also working to make sure that Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso will come back to the fold of ECOWAS. These guys are dreaming. They are not coming. Even if they want to come, we will not allow them. We will disagree. None of them is coming there. So they are believing that, honestly, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso will come back to ECOWAS. Now, lovely people, let's move systematically and land with Mali. Mali's president, Assimi Goïta, is currently in Russia and on a visit to the president of Russia. They are going to have diplomatic talk and to explore ways. So practically he went there on 5 days visit. So he's going to be meeting the president of Russia, and they are going to be discussing bilateral agreement, bilateral cooperations, ways to engage in terms of security, in terms of energy, in terms of electronics, a lot of things aboard that will help the Malian economy to grow, because currently the Malian economy is struggling a little bit one way or the other. The Malian people can attest to that fact. The country, Mali, is facing a lot of things. And so he went to Russia to gain support for economy stability, security stability, electronic wise, and a whole lot of things that they are going to discuss in there. And the president of Russia has said that no problem, because the relationship between Mali and Russia is a good relationship, and they are ready to support Mali in whichever way they can support to make sure that Mali remains strong and economically, militarily, and whatever it is. And the one thing also you have to understand is that Russia has become, let's say, a home for disappointed Africans who have been disappointed with relation with the Western countries. So Russia has become kind of a home that Africans are embracing the influence and the support of Russia. So he's there right now currently, and we are going to be following to understand what will go on. I'll keep you updated. That's one of the reasons why you need to subscribe to be part of the family. Anyway, let's move and then land with Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is making a decision. Now, according to news update coming out, is that Zimbabwe has officially started the process to join BRICS. BRICS, as we all know, is a group of major emerging economies. And BRICS, as we all know, is one of the major emerging economy. And they are taking over. A lot of people are joining them, especially people who are not happy with the economic charts or economic settings of the West, the traditional Western economy. People are getting fed up with it, and then they are joining BRICS. So Zimbabwe have taken a step, guided by Brazil, to join BRICS. And this move was actually announced after a high-level meeting between Zimbabwe foreign minister and the Brazilian ambassador to Zimbabwe. And Brazil is offering that support to Zimbabwe, because BRICS is not just an organization that you can just, join. You need to understand what you are joining. So Brazil is offering that support and guidance to Zimbabwe to join BRICS. Now, Brazil currently is the current chair of BRICS. Brazil is helping them to go through the process of application and membership and whatever it will take to join. So that is what is happening right now. And one of the things we know about BRICS is that this is a good move for Zimbabwe, because BRICS it represents a powerful coalition of emerging economies, and also the aim is to create a more balanced global order outside the traditional Western-led institution. If Zimbabwe joins this, it will become the second African nation after South Africa to be a full member of BRICS. They are not just being observer. Nigeria is observing. Nigeria is not a BRICS member. Okay, so the case is different here. Nigeria is just on the side observing, enjoying a little bit benefit of BRICS, but they are not full members. So Zimbabwe is taking the land, deciding their own destiny. So lovely people, these are the fresh updates that are germinating, and there are more coming. So in the next video, we are going to load you with a lot more. If you enjoy our update, don't forget to show us support by liking our video and being part of the family by just subscribing. All right, so thank you so much. Respect.